Salam bro, kembali lagi di Barokah Hati ID. Anggota Partai Solidaritas Peaple Before Profit, Richard Boyd Barrett membuat geger ketika mengunggah video ketika sedang berbicara lantang di gedung Senat Irlandia. Dilansir dari beberapa media, beliau mengunggah video tersebut melalui akun Twitter, @rboydbarrett yang sudah ditonton 925.000 kali. Beliau berusaha membongkar kebijakan standar ganda yang dilakukan anggota NATO dan Paman Gober dalam menyikapi invasi Rusia terhadap Ukraina. Padahal, pada saat bersamaan, Barat seolah tutup mata dengan kejahatan Israel di tanah Palestina. Seperti pepatah, gajah di pelupuk mata tak tampak, semut di seberang lautan tampak. Bagaimana menurut om-om sekalian? Silakan baku hantam di bawah komentar.
Minister, and treating the Arab population as a whole, the Palestinian population as a whole, as an inferior race. I mean, it doesn't get stronger than this. And yet you want to be careful about your language. You're happy to correctly use the most strong and robust language to describe the crimes against humanity of Vladimir Putin, but you will not use the same strength of language when it comes to describing Israel's treatment of the Palestinians, when it is now being documented and detailed by two of the most respected human rights organizations in the world, and indeed has been alleged by dozens and dozens of non-governmental organizations, and to be honest, anybody who looks honestly at the decades of brutal, inhumane persecution of the Palestinians, successive assaults on Gaza, the annexation of their land and territory, the systematic application of apartheid rules, you don't want to even use the word apartheid. Never mind sanctions. 5 days sanctions against Putin and his thugs, 70 years of oppression by the Palestinians, and it wouldn't be, what was the word you used? It wouldn't be helpful to impose sanctions. Amnesty International are calling for Israel to be referred to the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity. Will you support it? They are calling for targeted sanctions against Israeli officials who are perpetuating the system of apartheid. Just exactly the same types of sanctions you've just initiated against Vladimir Putin. Will you support it? And I think the answer is clearly you're not going to. And then we ask the question, why? Why? With such strength of feeling, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil and Green TD stood up one after the other, saying it was intolerable. The thuggery and the warmongering and the brutality of Putin, you wouldn't stand for it, urgent action had to be taken. But we've got to be much more careful with the Palestinians and their treatment. And I haven't even got time to the briefing I organised this week about the people of Yemen and how Saudi Arabia, the most despotic regime in the world, armed to the teeth by the United States, Britain, France and others, killing 337,000 people in Yemen in the last 5 years, 10,000 children. Any action against the United States for arming them? Or Britain, or France, or Saudi itself? No. No action, no sanctions, no outrage. Words of concern. We'll raise it. We'll raise it. We'll call on them to do things. Now you see, if you're going to have moral standards, those standards have to be consistent. Otherwise they are not standards at all, they are just cynicism. And of course we all know the reason that the standards are not consistent is because to call out the apartheid state of Israel would be to run foul of the concerns of certain states that are now presenting themselves as defenders of democracy and so on, such as the United States, the UK, Germany and other powers, whose relationship with Israel, supporting it and backing it, means that the European Union's moral credentials are bankrupted.